Eleanor Davis.
Yay.
I'll hold it.
So tonight I'm going to do a little bit of a reading of my comic, Frontier Number 11, aka BDSM. I'm not going to read very much of it because it gets very sexy, and I don't want to engage in a sexual experience with everyone in the room at the same time. So instead, I did a short DVD self-indulgent DVD extra / kind of an authorial fanfic about my own characters for the comic. So this is Frontier Number 11 BDSM, put out by the wonderful Youth in Decline. So panel 1, page 1, panel 1, a blonde enters. She says, "Your tea, madam." Oops, I spilled it. She says it in a very sultry voice. No. I want you to lick it up. Pathetic, she says. Smoosh. Girls like you make me sick. Zoom out. It's a film set. It's the title page, BDSM. The director yells, "Cut!" The director says, "Lexa, you look like you're into it." Lexa says, "I am." No. This part calls for a virgin thing. Don't slut it up 3 minutes in. This isn't Citizen Kane, Mike, this cameraman says. He's a chill dude with a goatee. Every comic's got to have one. And Victoria, I want you mean. You aren't fucking friends. Lexa says, "Haha, we're sorry, Mikey." Mike yells, "Action!" Clack. You're directing a movie. It's called Slut Servant 6. A quality film. Okay, so that's the first 3 pages of my comic BDSM, and it's about 2 porn stars named Vic, who's on the left, Victoria, and Lexa on the right, Alex, the blonde. The story is a modern S&M dating story that's tackling the complex intersectional relationships between friends and lovers, feminism and kink, and projection and consumption. That's the book's blurb. I wish I had written it myself, but Ryan wrote it. He made me sound very smart. As soon as I read the blurb, I was like, yeah, that's what the comic's about. I hadn't realized it previously. Thank you very much, Ryan, for figuring that out for me. So the story is sexy, and I personally think it's really sad. And it's important to me that it both feels sexy and sad. But some people think it's just sexy, and some people think it's just sad. And then I'm like, fuck. So I hope that if y'all read it, that it feels real to you. So even though the story is only 32 pages, I felt like it was a really complicated story, and so I wrote like over a dozen drafts of the script, and a bunch of the scenes that I wrote didn't make it to the final comic. So here the director is being an asshole. He says that the tea is not sexy enough. We're having a discussion about what a sexy drink might be. So these scenes now exist in a weird limbo. Some of them exist in my own mind as part of the story without actually having the chance to be transferred to the mind of the reader. Here Vic's talking on the phone. She says, "I do the fucking. I don't get fucked." While other of the cutscenes feel false and untrue. They don't even feel like the characters anymore. So this is my favorite cutscene. It's here Vic is telling someone over the phone about her ambitions to direct. Vic says, "It's a total sausage fest. Me and Alex are the only women on set. And Mike is such a douche. He thinks he's fucking Godard or whatever." "No, I can't tell him that. I can't be a bitch to him. I'm trying to get him to finance my thing. Fisted Lipstick, my feminist S&M film? It's a great title. You're Godarded. Your mom's Godarded." So now this scene exists for you also, waiting to be judged as true or untrue, and then shuffled into the reality of the comic if you read it. So Fisted Lipstick, a movie that exists only as the concept of a character in a scene cut out of a comic book. I imagine going into production in 2023. This is I just started reading Anais Nin. I don't know how to pronounce her name. In the very first chapter, she had like a woman putting lipstick on her vagina, and I was like, oh my God. I'll never come up with anything that good. So in Fisted Lipstick, the fictional movie, Vic, the writer-director, the main character in BDSM and the writer-director of this fictional movie in a fictional future, she's fascinated with the bad acting in porn. At first, she thought that the stiff, awkward acting held pornography back as an art form. But after years in the industry, she decided that the miserable setup scenes, the pre-sex setup scenes, were actually profound. So with Fisted Lipstick, Vic became obsessed with making the first 5 minutes of the film, the pre-sex setup, as awkward and as badly acted as possible. After all, Vic would say, don't we spend most of our lives feeling like we're bad actors? Don't we spend most of our lives feeling disconnected from everyone around us and faking our way through, tired and stiff, uncertain of where our arms should go and what line comes next? And isn't sex letting our bodies take over and do what bodies are built to do? So Vic's vision for Fisted Lipstick, again a fictional film set in a fictional future, was so uncompromising that whole months of shooting were spent just on the first 5 minutes of film. And the project was shelved. So after I've imagined the half-made future movie based on a title briefly mentioned by a fictional character in a scene from a comic that never made it to the final, I imagine 8 years later, 2 young men on a really shitty first date. The 2 young men are coincidentally also named Vic and Alex. So I believe that Vic and Alex, the porn stars that I invented, are real. However, I'm not sure if I believe that Vic and Alex, the boys on the date, are real. Vic and Alex, these 2 boys on the date, both believe that Fisted Lipstick, the half-made fictional movie, is real. I do not believe that Fisted Lipstick is real.